2, one.
Hey everybody, I'm MK, and this is Corny right here.
Hey, what's good, time travelers and everyone else on MK's channel?
Welcome to the Spoop Show. Woo! Today we're going to be talking about four things, and I'll go ahead and list those out for you now so you know what the heck is coming at ya. We're going to talk
Yeah.
about the new 2H32 update, the Adam Ellis and his David Ghost update on Twitter. We're going to talk about a new channel called Hi There, I'm Mary Mary, who's
Mm-hmm.
doing just an amazing job in my opinion. And then we're going to talk about Doki Doki Literature Club.
The dating simulator that took everyone by storm this year.
Oh my gosh, it's
It
amazing.
it was good.
So let's go ahead and start with 2H32. What did you think about the new 2H32, Corny?
I just had to say it hit my theory on the head about how that red door in our protagonist, our main character, how he was going to head through that door and everything was going to start. And that red door is the door leading to the boogeyman.
Yup.
So he went in there and boom, he he went in there. And then one thing I didn't really get about the episode was the show factor of it, like the when after when he went into the area, it was like a show. It
Yeah.
was like
It looked like a
like
stage.
yeah, a stage, and it looked like it had someone locked up and chained up, and I'm wondering who that person was.
Yeah, we've got a new character, and it's the Sack
Yeah.
Man. And he seems to respond to light, you know? And then there's
Oh
someone,
yeah.
of course, that appears behind him afterwards, which is just like, is this our boogeyman this whole time, you know? And of course, their sound design is like, ah, so spooky.
Yes.
Such good sound design in this little thing. I mean, you know, it doesn't take much to get someone really, you know, spooked. But,
Oh no.
you know,
I
there's
was
the fact
drinking
that
my.
they've got all these effects and you know, just different kind of sounds, you know, it's so good. Anyway, Corny, sorry
Yeah.
for interrupting you.
Oh no, it's fine. I can't technically interrupted you,
Oh,
but I was drinking my coffee this morning while watching it, and there was this big like the song like jumped or changed or
yeah, yeah.
something, and like there was this big boom, and I'm like I spilled my coffee all over my pajama pants, and I'm like, great. All I just want to do was watch some scary stuff with my coffee, scrambled eggs and hash
hmm
browns, and decorated my pants with coffee.
You know, but that's the thing about 2H32 is that it's the only thing that's really like I'm afraid to watch it. I'm afraid to come back to it. I
Right?
played through all the way through Doki Doki and I was like, this is amazing. You know, I watched Mary Mary and that was great. You know, Adam Ellis, I got a
Oh,
little spooked, but you know, but 2H32 I'm like, oh, now I always watch the 2H32s at the last second before we record
wait.
this cuz I'm just so scared.
Wait, MK, you didn't get okay. You didn't get like okay. How many times did you got scared at Mary Mary?
I got scared. God. I got scared when I was first starting out in the early episodes more, and then I started realizing, oh, this is the pattern that they always
Yeah,
follow is, you know, she's in the dark and then something comes out of the darkness. Okay, I'm not scared anymore. You
yeah,
know?
right. I'm like, don't just don't go into the dark, okay?
She can't help it.
I
Which
know.
is
That's what.
oh, we'll get to that in a bit though. We'll get that to that
Yes,
in a bit.
we got to get to
Oh my
that in a bit,
gosh.
but exactly, guys. It was amazing. It was wonderful. It was great. Um, I enjoyed today's little episode of 2H32, if you guys want to call it that.
Yes. Episode
But
on this week's episode. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na.
da da da.
Anyway, 2H32, in summation, was great. And it's
Yes,
really going in a direction that is kind of it's starting to explain things now, which is really cool.
exactly.
You know?
And it's like and it helping out my theory. My
Mm-hmm.
theory. It's
They're being very
ah,
kind to Corny's theories.
they are. They're loving it. But then soon, later on down the road, watch. They're gonna just boop. and then
Yep.
there I go.
Yep. There goes Corny's theory off into space.
Throw that out the window.
Anyway, I guess we can go on ahead and move on to Adam Ellis. Unless you've got anything
Yes.
else to say about 2H32 before we move on.
No.
All right. Let me go ahead and set up my screen share.
All
'Cause
right.
I forgot to do that.
Womp 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 womp.
There I go. There I go again. So you can see what we're looking at. You got it?
Yes, I do. Okay.
Awesome. Now let me set it up in my recording. Sorry, Corny. Your face is gone. Anyway, I forget where we left off in Adam Ellis. But
I did too.
he broke that cactus, remember? You remember that cactus?
Yes, I remember that one.
That cactus fell off the freaking shelf from like right here. So he broke the cactus. Oh, so sad. Paranormal activity. Stuff like that. And he's making excuses for what happens, and then somebody made a meme and he retweeted it, and it was amazing, and I love it. So then he continued on September 16th. So he's made a lot of updates since then, that he's been having nightmares. They're way more intense than his usual dreams. He doesn't know it's because it's stress or whatever. He took a nap. Woo! And he had a dream. That was pretty cool. He had a very scary dream. On the pillow next to me was a severed head with a bloody spine attached, snaking down the bed. Yeah, that's freaking scary. How do you have dreams like that? My dreams are like, I got shot. I fell from a building. Like, never like a severed head with a slithery
I was attacked
spine.
by a monster.
Yeah. And it was staring at him, and it had a huge smile. So, classic horror movie. Ooh, so scary.
Ooh.
The head, he was like, what happened? And the head was like, it feels great. And like, that's ridiculous. First of all, oh my gosh. So, he keeps updating us, giving us, like dreams and stuff. He's got dreams. He went for a walk outside of his apartment. He passes, okay, so do you remember the warehouse that he was talking about?
Yeah.
Okay,
with the chair.
Yeah, with the chair and stuff. So he passed the warehouse that was boarded up. It was boarded up, and he's like, yeah, that's weird. It's usually a business, but now it's boarded up. So he passes it because it freaks him out and stuff. Yeah, here we go. When I passed the warehouse a second time, I heard a dull thunk from the other side of the shutters. I froze in place, but there was no other sound after that. I probably should have just continued on, but curiosity got the better of me.
Curiosity.
Yeah, really. Curiosity killed Adam. There was a grated window next to the doors about a foot above my head, too high to see into. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to hold my phone up to the window and take one photo and then run for my life. I made sure my flash was on, positioned my camera lens through one of the grates, and snapped the photo. I almost thought I saw movement with the flash when the flash went off, but I couldn't be certain. The light bounced off the grates, and it was pretty blinding. Blech, reading is hard. I couldn't even look at the photo. I just ran all the way home. I was too jumpy to look at it for a while. I just ate my Doritos nervously. Oh. First of all, I ate my Doritos nervously is like, that's my life right there. That's my whole life. When I finally did look at the photo, here's what I saw. It seemed to be a different part of the warehouse, maybe an office. So yeah, there was a bunch of insulation, what looked like a filing cabinet, and a ripped up leather desk chair. Wow. Da, 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 da.
See, if we can copy that picture and then put it in Photoshop and edit it up.
I think he's about to show us another one. Then I looked.
Okay.
Then I noticed something else.
I'm sorry.
You're good. Don't worry. I know it's like your instincts are like, oh, we have to analyze it.
Yes, we gotta analyze it. Gotta make sure. But
yep. Then I noticed something else in the upper right corner. Something that looked like a face. The more I stared at it, the more it started to look like a nondescript blur. But now I can't even be sure what I'm seeing. Maybe I'm too deep into this, and my brain wants to see David when he's not there. So there's what he saw, and so let's. Yeah, so it was like right here, I guess, that he saw it. Can I zoom into this? Yeah. So he's like, it was right here. I guess I see it.
I'm pretty sure that is a good old
one of them good old grand old apparitions.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're. Don't worry, Adam. Your brain's not playing tricks on you. You're good, mate. You're good.
He messed with the filters on his phone, tell him what it looks like, and then that was September 16th. Now it's to
Oh
September
God.
22nd, a few days later. The past few days have been very quiet, quite quiet. I haven't been spending much time at home. I leave for Japan, and so he went on a trip to Japan. And so this is him
Again?
being like, whatever happens, I love you guys, whatever. Yeah, he went, he's about to go on his trip to Japan, his only,
I
one
thought
and
you
only
already went
trip.
on one.
No, no, no. This is September 22nd. So that was the one this is the one you're thinking about. The trip to Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then he bought a tablet, a protective tablet for his cats in Japan. It's his last full day in Japan. The past couple of weeks have been pretty peaceful, and I have people taking care of the cats, and they say they've been doing fine. This morning I went for a long walk around Sapporo. I never really planned my vacations. I like to wander and see what I find. I came across this statue, and I couldn't find any real information about it online, but it was a weird and pretty. I was taking pictures from different angles. It's cylindrical. Since it's cylindrical, I moved around to one side and almost dropped my phone at what I saw. Bam! Right there.
Even.
It felt too similar to be a coincidence. I felt dizzy staring up at it. This kid with a dented head. I know maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe this is nothing. It
No.
doesn't feel like nothing. God. Even
Don't
the
worry,
statues
Adam.
are haunting him.
Oh, God. That is just no.
Mm-hmm.
That is just too much of a coincidence.
Anyway, I have to pack for my flight home, blah, blah, blah. He gets home. He's like, I'm home. The cats are safe. And then that was October 5th. Now it's October 14th. Weird things have been happening with the electricity in my apartment this week. First, 2 bulbs have burned out in the hallway in less than a week. At this point, I've just left it alone rather than get a ladder again. But the strangest thing has to do with the backlight on my TV. It's an LED strip that plugs into the TV itself via USB. The TV has to be on in order for the backlight to be on. But last night, the backlight was flickering on and off by itself. I noticed it just sometime before dawn when I woke up and went into the kitchen to get some water. I'd barely gotten back into bed again when I saw faint light coming on from the living room. In the living room. After a few seconds, it went dark again. I went back into the living room and stood there watching the backlight go on and off and on and off. For at least a few minutes. It was bizarre. Eventually it stopped, and now the backlight doesn't work at all. It's only a couple months old, so it shouldn't already be dead. Anyway, I couldn't get back to sleep, so I went to dinner near my apartment. To a diner, near my apartment. It was only the only thing open at 4 a.m. He ate food. Oh no, it's so spooky. Spooky food.
Oh, okay. So back to the when he was talking about the light and the light bulb
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. For you people out there that know your stuff about ghosts and stuff like that, you guys will know what I'm talking about. Ghosts or apparitions or spirits would like take energy from places. So that's why when you see on like paranormal shows that their battery are being drained is because the apparition and the ghost needs that energy to show itself or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
that's and so taking energy from a light bulb, batteries, or whatnot is one of the things to help them
Yeah,
burst and show themselves.
exactly. So for that was our tip for our inexperienced viewers at home.
Yeah.
Anyway, he got back home. The sun was starting to come up, so he was gonna shower. He brushed his teeth. Wow. As he passed the door, I heard a faint scratching door from the other side. It was so soft, I wasn't sure it really had happened. I went over to the door, but I was too scared to look through the peephole. I couldn't bring myself to actually put my face that close to the sound, so I opted to take a photo through the peephole instead. Since there's a skylight just outside my door, the hall was awash in a faint yellow-green light. I snapped a couple of photos. At first, the pictures didn't seem like anything, just blurry nothingness. Wow! But as I analyzed it and started noticing this, part of a face, an ear, an eye staring right back at me. So then he's like, oh no, there's an eye, there's an ear, there's a face. And he's freaked out, pretty much. He had a friend, so he did a cleansing. He had a friend come over, do some cleansing stuff. And she did the whole apartment and the sideway and the hallway. A lot of self-proclaimed professional mediums have reached out, plus about a dozen ghost hunter, quote-unquote ghost hunter TV shows. I've declined them all because I don't really want strangers in my house sensationalizing what's going on. So instead I had a friend come over and cleanse the place, and for about a week or so it seemed to work. Things appearing to go back to normal. The cats weren't gathering at the door anymore. I stopped having dreams. Oop. It was starting to seem like it was over. Seem like it was over. All right, Adam. We all make typos. Then, one morning last week, I was walking to work and past the shuttered warehouse as usual. This time, the metal doors were wide open, sunlight pouring through the warehouse. Was mostly empty except for one thing. Bam! There was a hearse parked near the back wall.
What?
I don't know why. I don't know why anybody would park a hearse in there. Why?
That's a waste of a hearse.
The warehouse had been closed for over 2 months. I have no idea why it was open that day. Nobody was around. It was weird, but I tried to think about it. It's not all that strange to see a hearse, I guess. Like, they have to park somewhere. I tried to put it out of my mind. The next several days were eventful, but something else happened last night. It was around 11 or so, and I was watching TV on the couch. I went into the dining room to get a drink from the fridge and noticed both the cats sitting by the far window staring up at it. The window looks out into the roof of the business next door. I glanced out to the window but didn't see anything. I figured that maybe there was a mouse in the wall or something. I shrugged and grabbed a beer from the fridge. As I went into the kitchen to get the bottle opener, I noticed something. There's a window in the kitchen which looks out onto the same roof, and someone was standing on the roof staring at me. I immediately ducked down and reached up and flicked off the light switch. I peered over the window but still couldn't see much. My phone was in my pocket, so I grabbed it and took a photo. It was blurry and dark, but I swear someone was out there. I tried to take a better photo, but the figure had disappeared. I closed all the blinds and made sure the door was locked, and then drank like 5 more beers until I was too drunk to be scared. But now I feel like I'm back at square one. I'm sure it was him. He's not going away. I don't know what to do. It's been about 4 months since I dreamed of David, so that was October. Now it's November. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got time skips that are kind of like they need to be mentioned or else you're gonna get confused.
Yeah.
This might be long, but stick with me. Last night I dreamt about him again. It was almost exactly the same as the first time I saw him. In the dream, I saw him in a chair again. I didn't have the green chair in my room anymore. This time, it was a recliner I've had for years. He was staring right at me, just like the first time. Again, I felt paralyzed and could barely move, but this time something was different. I still felt mostly immobile, but I could squirm just a little bit. I felt more alert. I could move now, move my hands somewhat. Oh my gosh, 666 reblogs, oh no! That's not good news. David glared
Oh, wow, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. David glared at me, and I dreaded what I knew it was coming. He was going to get out of the chair and come toward me like before. I had to do something. I keep my phone next to me on the bed, and somehow I managed to get a hold of it. I thought, if David is going to kill me, maybe I can at least get evidence on my phone. I started snapping pictures in the dark. Sure enough, he crawled down off the chair and began shuffling towards me. He moved slowly, like it was a struggle for him. I felt terrified, but I kept taking photos. David limped closer toward me, never taking his eyes off of me. Soon, I was face to face with him. He started muttering something too quiet for me to understand. I watched as his eyes rolled back in his head until they were all white. I tried to writhe... Yeah, creepy. I tried to writhe away from him, but I could barely move, and I stared in horror as he began crawling up onto my bed, still murmuring something. And that's when I woke up, same as before. Broad daylight, no trace of David anywhere. It's almost routine now, but it was a dream after all, so I got up and went to work. And after a while, the stress of the dream melted away. I wasn't even going to write about this since it wouldn't really be a new information, but tonight I noticed something that petrified me. I went into my phone to find a picture from a couple days ago and saw dozens of pitch black photos on my camera roll, all from last night. It's better to just show you. Turn up your brightness because they're pretty dark.
Oh, hell no.
You want a closer look?
No. Okay. Before we continue going on, there has been some stuff rolling through my head.
Oh, okay. Yeah, feel free to stop me whenever. I'm just trying to get through the information.
So, based on the information that we know so far, something happened to David. All right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what. I don't believe we know what happened, but something happened to him. And whatever happened to David, trying to tell Adam or whoever came up or whoever has these dreams of him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for example, okay, it's kind of weird and kind of kind of a coincidence when you see a hearse where you saw one a green chair, your green chair that you got rid of,
Well, it wasn't his chair. It was just a green chair.
or a green chair that
Yeah,
I thought
that's
he said
like
it looked
similar
like
to
his.
yours. Yeah.
Um, a face, well, an apparition of a face that looks like David's in a hearse.
Yup. I.
What
Yeah.
if? What if like David died, or David, like, something happened to him and he wants Adam to figure it out
Maybe.
or something.
I don't know. I know that there's like a ton more tweets that might help us be able to put the puzzle pieces together thus far. Cause there's
Yes.
more, bro. Bro, there's more.
Oh. Oh
Yeah.
God. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's
Mm-hmm.
keep digging. Let's
So
go.
then here's
Woo!
this. Here's this first picture. Here's the second picture. He's up off the chair now. And then here's the third picture. He's so freaking close. This is the one that made my heart drop. Usually I can come up with some excuse for what's happening, but I have no logical explanation for this. So now I'm sitting here on my couch freaking out. I certainly won't be able to sleep. I just feel like I needed to get this out. Okay, that was the 7th. Now this is the 17th of November. For everyone
All
asking,
right.
yes, I'm alive. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying. All right.
Oh, okay. For everyone asking, yes, I'm alive. I've been on the quiet side because there's something I'm trying to investigate and I'm not sure how to yet. I'd rather not tweet unless I have something substantial to share. It's also sort of hard to explain the logistics of what I'm trying to find out, but I'll do my best. Basically, there's a part of my apartment that I'm just now learning about. At least that's what I think. So this is to refresh your memory. I live in a duplex. I used to live on the first floor, and now I live on the second floor. It's a long, boxy building that looks like this. So, old apartment, new apartment, roof that he doesn't have access to, building, roof where he thinks he saw David, business.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The other week, I was tweeting the most recent update from the living room couch. About 30 seconds after I'd sent the last tweet, I heard a thump directly above my head, as if someone had dropped something on the floor, which is impossible since I'm in the top apartment. There's also no way to access the roof. There aren't any ladders on the outside of the building. The only way to you'd get to the roof is through a skylight in the hallway. There are no trees in the immediate vicinity either. It definitely wasn't pipes either. It was distinctively the sound of something falling to the floor. My building is old and makes lots of noises, but this was a new sound and it startled me. So I'm thinking, is there some secret crawl space in my home? I look all over my apartment, but I can't figure it out. So I go into the hallway and that's when something dawns on me. There's no real way to ease into this, but I'll just say it. There's a mysterious hatch in my hallway. I've always known about it, but I just assumed it opened directly to the roof. It's really high above the stairs, so I always figured it was impossible to access without some sort of fancy professional ladder. I took this video so you can see how high it is. So yeah, there's that video once more. Just how freaking high
Dang,
it
that's
is.
high. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Hmm.
I see that hatch every morning when I leave for work and I think nothing of it, but this time something dawned on me. It can't lead to the roof because it's actually below the roof. And I'm about to spring some simple math on you, so I apologize in advance. First, the skylight is flat with the roof, so I checked Google Earth to make sure. The hatch is about 3 feet below the skylight, meaning there's about 3 feet of empty space between the two openings. Okay, so it's like this goes
So like
to the
a
roof.
small attic.
Yeah, a very small attic.
Yeah.
Empty space. I think maybe the hatch leads to a sort of ladder going to the roof, but even if that's the case, the hatch is level with with all the ceilings in my apartment. That means there's 3 feet of empty space all over my apartment. I was ready to explain this away for a few
The
reasons.
roof.
Yeah. What did I say? Crap.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I thought I misspoke. Anyway, I was ready to explain this away for a few reasons. One, it might just be some sort of insulated space that residential buildings all have, blah, blah, blah. But over the past few weeks, I've been hearing things above me. A few days after the first sound, I heard the similar thump while I was in the kitchen. Then, last night, I heard something small clink on the floor and roll about 6 feet before stopping. Something is going on up there. Maybe it's a raccoon, but maybe it's not. I also can't get over the fact that the hatch is in such a weird, inaccessible place over the stairs. I need to investigate. I'm just not sure how right now. I guess I'll try to build buying a pole off of Amazon to see if the hatch even moves. I might have to buy a construction ladder at any... Bleh. Let me try that again. I might have to buy a construction ladder. At any rate, that's why I've been MIA for a minute. I'll keep you posted when I figure out how to get up there. So he bought a pole.
For a hot minute.
For a hot second. Hot minute, hot hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to either get money or call his landlord to investigate. And then that was the 17th. Now it's the 28th. A lot has happened in the last week, but I was away for Thanksgiving, so I'm now just able to write it all down. The noises from the ceiling haven't let up, but the pole I ordered didn't arrive before I had to leave for the holiday, so I didn't actually get it until late Friday night. I planned to investigate the next morning and went to bed. I'd barely fallen asleep when I woken up to an incredibly loud crash above me. It sounded like someone had dropped a bowling ball. I bolted upright in the bed and immediately felt strange. There was this weird energy all around me. I can't explain it. After about a minute, I heard another crash. I briefly thought about grabbing my shoes and booking it, but that would mean passing under the hatch, and that seemed like a bad idea. So instead, I just listened and waited, though I'm not sure for what. The crash happened again and then again, probably 15 times in a row, followed by a long silence. Then I heard a smaller, creaky sound from the hallway. In my mind, I registered it as footsteps, but it really could have been anything. I stayed still, but there were no more sounds after that. I lay back down, still tense and nervous. But I must have fallen asleep at some point, because I woke up the next morning, and everything seemed normal again. I got dressed and left to go get a bagel, same as every Saturday. As I made my way down the stairs, something crunched under my feet. I looked down and noticed a pile of debris on the stairs, directly under the hatch. So we got some debris! Wow!
Wow.
It looked like dirt, but I couldn't tell for certain. It could have been old plaster or something. I glanced up at the hatch and noticed something else peculiar. The edge of something was caught in it, barely poking out. It's hard to see because it's so far up, but I took a photo, so it's like this thing right here, I think.
Oh, yeah. I see it.
At that point, bagels were the last thing on my mind, and I went back upstairs and grabbed the pole. I set my camera on the...
got my bagel.
Yeah. Let me get my bagel first. I set my camera on the coat wardrobe at the top of the stairs. I hit record just to make sure I would catch one on the video just in case a demon burst out of the hatch. So here's him poking things with a pole. Oh, no, come on, internet. There we go.
Come on, internet.
Internet. That's a long
Power
pole.
pole extend. Sorry, feed Dragon Ball Z people up.
Ah!
What the?
So that thing fell on him.
Oh, he's at.
Yep. Oh, he just came
Wow.
back up. I jumped out of the way and practically fell down the stairs trying to dodge whatever it was that fell. At first, I thought it was a dead squirrel, which would honestly explain a lot. It hit the steps and bounced down to the first floor. I went upstairs to get my phone. And collapsed the pole since it's so long and unwieldy. Then went back downstairs to investigate the object. At first, I wasn't even sure what it was. It was dingy, faded black. I picked it up and realized that it was a small leather shoe. I hustled back upstairs and texted my landlord and told him I thought that there was something in the crawl space and asked if he could investigate. He said he'd come by later with a ladder and check it out. A few hours later, my landlord came up shining a flashlight in the crawl space. I stared at him, half expecting something to grab him and yank him into the darkness. He angled the flashlight all around, finally saying, "There's nothing up here." But then he was like, "Oh, wait." I watched as he reached up into the emptiness with his free arm, and then when he pulled back, he had something small and round in his hand. He climbed down the ladder and handed it to me. Again, I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at. It was smooth and shiny, and at first I thought it was an old piece of candy, but it was cold and too heavy to be candy. After a second, I realized it was a marble. Wow, deductive reasoning. I was so worn out that I hadn't registered it as a marble at first. Its shape was so sort of weird with a little bump on one end. My landlord seemed unbothered for the most part. Okay, dude. And he told me to call him if I ever needed anything else. I went inside and headed to my office to see if I could figure anything out about this marble that somehow made its way into my ceiling. I had nothing to go on, and in short, I didn't really learn much, but I did figure out the bump on the marble, I think. Apparently in the early 90s they made marbles by hand and cut them with big metal scissors, which would mean the marble is probably really old? Anyway, now I have a decrepit old shoe and a marble sitting on my dresser, and I guess this is the new normal. Sorry, okay, so that was November 28th, and now it's December 12th of this year. Just in case, I don't know, you were wondering. Sorry for the long break.
Yeah, it's all this year, guys.
Sorry for the long break. I haven't been feeling great this past couple of weeks and haven't had time to update. There's also wasn't much to say for the most part. I wasn't sleeping well and I was having weird dreams, but they were vague and hard to describe. Describe. It's time to describe. I'm sleepy all day long and I've been getting sudden bouts of dizziness. I chalked it up to always having earbuds crammed in and made a mental note to get my ears checked. Other than that, things were pretty quiet. I sort of fooled myself into thinking that finding those items in the attic somehow ended all of this. Not that that would make much sense. But last week, something started to happen. Late on Wednesday, I woke up with a start and felt something strange, like someone had just been watching me. I turned on the light, but I was alone. Still, there was a tangible feeling of badness. Everything felt wrong, sort of, like when you have the flu and you wake up at night and can't really tell where you are for a minute. It was a feeling I'm used to. It always accompanied David. People tweet at me a lot saying he might just need help, but I'm certain that's not the case. Every time he shows up, I feel a palpable sense of malice. There's what I felt at night. Malice, dread. But still, I was alone. And I was so tired, I wound up just going back to sleep. I've been so exhausted recently I can barely function. The next night, the same thing happened. I woke up suddenly feeling like I had just missed seeing something, like a candle had just gone out, and I could still smell it. I thought about using the pet cam from the living room to monitor my bedroom while I slept, but the cord was too short to get the camera high enough to see the entire room, so I improvised. I downloaded an app that takes a photo every 60 seconds and set my phone on top of a bookcase. It's almost 7 feet tall, so I had a pretty good view of my bed and the surrounding room. Then I went to sleep. Just like before, I jolted awake hours later, feeling the same unease. I turned on the light and hurried out of my bed to get my phone from the bookcase. There were probably 350 photos to scroll through. The vast majority of them were of me sleeping in an empty room. It's sort of dark, but you can see me sleeping.
Oh, look at him.
Yeah, there he is. Sweet little boy taking his nappy. Anyway, I left a couple of lights on just in case anything showed up, but for the first 100 or so photos, it was just me in an empty room.
Oh, fuck. I'm
Did you
sorry.
want to look at that closer?
No.
Then suddenly he was there, standing on the chair at the foot of the bed, staring at me. In the next photo, from a minute later, he seems to be staring straight up at the ceiling, just staring. There's him staring at the ceiling.
Trying to tell us something.
Then he appears to collapse on the chair. The next dozen of photos are all the same. He's completely lifeless. At first I thought he was dead, which obviously doesn't make any sense. I looked over at the chair, half expecting him to still be there, but it was empty. So then there's him collapsed.
Interesting.
Oh, but then in the next photo, he's gone. The room is totally empty again. He's gone in the next several photos too. I figured maybe that was it, but I just kept swiping through photos. About 15 photos later, he was back, standing next to the bed. It was just like I saw him last time. So he is... Where is he? Where is he? Oh, here he is. He kind of blends in with the background.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's creepy.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Wow. No,
Mm-hmm.
no.
That's when my heart started to race. I didn't want to look at the rest of the photos, but I knew I had to. I swiped up. Oh, oops. I swiped to the next photo, and my heart sank into my stomach. He was on my bed, inches from me, staring down at me, sleeping.
Oh, okay. This kid has some problems. You
Yeah.
don't do that. I don't care if you're a spirit or what. You just don't stare at a person sleeping.
The next one
Ah,
was worse. In the next photo, he's staring right at the camera.
um,
Is
no,
he?
thank you.
Ah, no, we don't really see it. After that, there's seemingly nothing. He disappears again, and the rest of the scroll is just me alone in my room again. That is until the last photo. Here's the final photo on the scroll. Keep in mind that
Oh,
he was like, yeah, the camera's 7 feet up or something like that.
yeah, it's like 7 feet up on a bookcase.
Yeah, it's on a. I don't think it's 7 feet. It's probably like six something or close to seven. Well, I don't know. Like a person,
Probably.
if he's probably like average male height, which is six something or a high five, he probably, you could reach up to 7 feet. Anyway, I'm at a loss
Probably.
for words. That malformed ear, that stringy hair, I don't even know what to think. I looked all over my room but couldn't find anything. And honestly, I've been so exhausted. I don't know how to process it. Even now, all I want to do is just go to sleep. Anyway, and then he's like, "Hey everybody, I'll be gone for the next week visiting family in Montana." So, that was December 20th.
Christmas.
Yeah. So anyway, that was Adam Ellis.
Oh man. Okay. So that I think that just kind of threw my theory out the window. I
Really?
think I'm not sure, but if he's feeling that like okay, what does malice mean again?
Malice means like I hate you. It means like I hate you so much. I hate you so much that I want to hurt you. That's malice. Malice is like
Oh.
like on the hate that's like about to hurt. I hate so much it's about to hurt someone, pretty much. I mean, I can look up the
Oh.
dictionary definition real quick if you want.
Oh, um it's good. Okay. So okay. I just I just feel like it's probably not that anymore. I feel like
Okay.
he's angry at someone.
Yeah. Also, the definition of malice is the intention or desire to do evil, ill will. So, yeah. I don't
So
know,
he's
like,
probably evil spirit, vengeful spirit, something.
yeah.
Because that's just holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to. I don't know how to take
Maybe
that one.
maybe he was killed unfairly. Maybe he was killed and then made to stay in that attic. You know? Who knows? I don't think
True.
we're gonna really have the whole story until we get to the whole
Yeah.
story. You know?
I feel like because there was the shoe and the marble. Marble put us into the 1900s, if I am correct, if I
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what
read
he
that right.
said.
So the marble took us into the 1900s. The shoe was a shoe that the shoe looked like what was made back then as well.
Yeah.
So if that's David's stuff and whatever building was there in the 1900s, David is probably attached to that building.
Probably.
So, woo! The Spoop Show
Yeah.
just gets better and better each
It gets
episode, guys.
Spoop
Holy
Show gets
cow!
spoopier.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
But that
Anything else you want
is
to say about Adam, Mr. Ellis?
hope he's safe. I hope his kitties are safe. He
Yeah, his kitty cats.
yeah, he always that was a lot of freaking reading, but like
Oh yeah.
yeah. Still like
You
it explains
you've
it and it
done
really
more.
shapes it, what the heck's going on with Adam and
Yes.
David, like what the hell is going on?
Right.
Right. But I think I
And you,
can't wait for his next update. To be honest,
yes.
I'm very interested in this. There's a lot of imagery in it, even if it's something that he's just made himself. Like it's still good.
Oh yeah.
It's still good storytelling. He's on his way.
Oh yeah. Okay. So our next one that we're going to be talking about is the little web series called Mary. Hi there.
Hi there, I'm Mary Mary.
I'm Mary Mary. Yeah, that's one. I
There we go.
I can't think of the name of it all the time, so I just call it Mary.
Oh, it's actually called Hi, I'm Mary Mary. All in
Oh,
lowercase.
hi.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm Mary Mary.
Okay, would you like to explain to them what this
So,
thing is all about?
yes. So, hi, I'm Mary Mary. Oh no, your video cut out.
Oh,
Hi, there we
there we
go.
go.
Hi, I'm Mary Mary
Hey.
is a web series on YouTube about a girl who is pretty much trapped in a house where she can't, there's nobody there, she's all alone, she's not even wearing shoes, heck, and she
What
can't
the
get
heck?
out, but she can use the internet, for some reason, but it's like she can't see anybody else on the internet. Like she can post to Twitter, but she can't look up her favorite Twitter personalities and follow them. Like, no.
Oh, what the
But
heck is
she
up with that?
yeah, she woke up there and she didn't really know like who she was. All she knew was that, she thinks her name is Mary and she thinks that this is like her parents' house, but it's like only a close, replica. It's not exact. And
Yeah.
so Mary, even she's trapped in this house, and you'd think it'd just be like, okay, she's trapped in a house, she's just gonna go slowly crazy. But actually, during the day, things are safe. But during the night, the lights only work sometimes, and monsters come after her in the middle of the night. And it's incredible. Their use of, editing and sounds and video effects really make the atmosphere in these videos just a really like interesting to watch. I found myself, I don't know about you, Corny, but I found myself like being like, man, I really want to know more about this, how
Yes.
this universe works. This pocket
Yes.
dimension.
And
It's
that's
incredible.
where I just went digging.
The universe?
Huh?
Go ahead. Sorry, Corny. I thought you went
Um,
digging in the universe. Got real
I
excited.
wish I did. I wish I had a spaceship where I could just go off into the universe and just start digging. But no, I did a little bit of digging because, as MK said, she is trapped there. She cannot get out. She tried breaking windows. She tried opening doors. She tried ramming down doors. She tried everything to get out, but she couldn't. So I started going in, and I'm like, okay, something paranormal maybe, or something else. And I went with the whole paranormal thing because I'm just this paranormal junkie that is just loves
Yeah.
paranormal stuff. I don't know why, but I do. And probably because what's going on with me now. But um so I just went digging. I just digged. And the only thing I found besides so many supernatural wikis got on my nerves. I love supernatural, but it just the
Yeah.
wikis are just everywhere. Um what I found is the only entity, as you see, I said entity, not spirit. The only
Hmm.
entity that is allowed and has the power to do that are demons.
Hmm.
Because demons were never a spirit. They were never spirit or anything. And there are and some say, and also I looked this up and everything like that. My research, typing on the interwebs, and where demons can feed off your sins and other things that make you tick or make you not tick or what makes you afraid in the world and everything like that. Reason why I bring that point up is MK, if you remember, and when you first see the laughing girl with the mask,
Hmm.
she says she's very pretty.
Yes.
And Mary finds a picture of herself in the exact same dress as the mask lady. And so I'm thinking that it was that that she's in there for three reasons. And one of the reasons is her attractiveness to herself. Even though she said that she's not, that she's shy, or she's that she doesn't want to show her full face to the camera,
Yeah.
or that she's not that pretty. But when people say that, sometimes it means that they're trying to be modest, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the masked lady. Sorry, I hit my mic. That's the masked lady. Um, so as we continue on with these episodes, um, we get into and we meet a monster that has long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's in I believe the first time when we meet her, she's in the basement.
Actually, I think it's not long hair. It's like a cloth. It looks like hair.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a
it's
cloth.
cloth.
And so the first time we meet her, it's like it's like we're in the basement, but she's she can poof in and out. She can
Mm-hmm.
travel wherever she wants in the house, like all the other monsters there. Um, but I I see. I'm not sure what this one is because we got some information about. We haven't like got
Yeah.
full information on her, and or what. But I think it's Mary trying to hide her face, hide herself from, hide her what people say prettiness, you know,
Hmm.
from the world because as you see, she's wearing the exact same dress as the masked lady.
Was she?
Yep. It's well, it's not it's probably not the exact same, but I think it's probably a little bit shorter or something.
Hmm.
But both of them are wearing dresses.
Yes.
And Mary found a picture of herself wearing a dress. So put those three to get things together, and it's kind of forming it around her. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know where the shadow figures come from. I don't know I don't know much on shadow figures or
Yeah.
anything like that. But I feel like the shadow figures has to be something relating to Mary.
Yeah. Here, could I? Here's my theory, if you don't mind.
Okay,
If you're, unless you're, are you good? You done?
I have one more point to point
Go
out.
for it, man. I wanted to wait till you were done.
Okay, because this will help me relate. This last point here will relate to everything that I was
Mm-hmm.
talking to you guys about. So, at the last episode, hide and seek, that has been put on YouTube. That last episode, she um she was playing hide and seek with the oh, cloak lady. Let's just
Yes.
call her the cloak lady. And she's like, "Who, Mary?" The deal was if she can ask a question, if she doesn't get caught. And so she's like, "Okay." The first one was, I think, no, the last question is like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "You should know. You created us."
Mm-hmm.
So, which means that Mary created the mask lady, the cloak lady, and somehow the shadow figure lady. And I still had to do a whole bunch more digging and research. I just haven't had a chance because I was
Yeah.
digging and researching on other things, which we
Yeah.
will be talking
Yeah.
about in this show. But I just feel like those monsters and entities are swarming around her because she created them, and the demons in her life,
Mm-hmm.
what I did there,
Yup. Yup.
are bringing them out and trapping her in there.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm. Okay. So my theory on it is similar, but also different because this is how I saw it just from watching it. Is that this is kind of like her own personal hell, and it's more like she's trapped within herself. I think that the demons
oh,
are all her because the the masked lady really represents, like how she doesn't think she's ever good enough. you know,
Yes.
how she doesn't think she's pretty enough, you know, stuff like that, which is like a normal concern for girls. You know, like, oh, I'm not pretty enough. You know, why can't I look like them? You know, and then
Yep.
there's the 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 shadow guy, and he represents like loneliness, darkness, you know, just depression, stuff like that. Because I know that there's one scene in there where she's sitting with the dark guy, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? And then I think there's a caption in there that's like only lasts for like a frame, and it says like so empty or something, or so lonely.
Yeah, so lonely or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, because if the ones that she does, some of the, definitely when she's around the shadow figures, they're so distorted and
Yeah.
so uneasy, or like so um it's there's a word for it, to, and then it helps, it and it proves and helps your theory right there, MK, that the shadow figures are her dealing with sadness or loneliness,
Yup.
because it's I just can't think of the word right now. It's it's not unsettled. It's, I don't know. I can't think of the word right now.
I don't know what word you're going for. Oh no.
That's gonna kill me. This is gonna kill me. Um,
It's gonna be 3 in the morning. You're gonna be like, dang it, it was that.
yeah, it's gonna be one of those moments. Uh, not distorted. It's the emotion as well.
Disturbed. Disturbed.
Disturbed.
There we go.
Disturbed. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Disturbed.
I got you,
The
Corny.
text is disturbed as if you want to continue your theory. Sorry, I just,
Okay. No, no, no. I know what you're saying. Which is, it's
yeah,
perfect. You know, like she's trapped in this place. These are her personal demons. I'm not sure what kind of personal demons the cloaked lady is. You know, it seems like, you
yeah,
know, like feelings of worthlessness, but that's also kind of like the masked lady, but it's, you know, like doubts and fears, I think.
yeah. And
But
she's crawling on all fours most of the time when we see her.
yeah.
Oh, I'm not, because she's, when she runs at Mary, it's not a full out sprint. It's
Yeah.
on fours,
Mhm.
and so I don't know what that could be
Yeah.
either.
It could be just like a common, like, oh, let's make this spooky trope. You know, shadow
Yeah.
people, spooky trope, you know, masked person, spooky trope, and let's twist those to turn them into our narrative. But other than that,
Yes.
like other than theories and things, because you know we know she's trapped. The newest episode is gotta be my favorite so far because you get so much out of it. What is that? Is it? Yeah, it's hide and seek. So
Okay, I'm about to say, what new episode did I miss
no, no,
something?
no, it's hide and seek. It's
Okay,
my
I
favorite
was like,
though.
ah,
But because we're starting to really get into this, and then there's the garden, you know, and then she has a
yeah,
whole Twitter where she talks about, you know, like, oh, I'm going to the garden today, I wish I could be in the garden, those, you know, ghost dudes are bothering me again. She's got this whole Twitter, which makes her for a great interactive experience, you know, not like she doesn't talk back, but you
yeah,
know,
she can't talk
it
back.
makes for a good secondary, you know, uh way of gathering information on this thing. It's so well made, you know?
Yes,
Something that I couldn't even dream of putting together, you know?
right.
It's
I
amazing.
I I barely struggle to put a YouTube video together.
Yeah, really. But other than
Imagine
that,
doing,
Jesus,
yeah,
yeah,
but
imagine doing that.
right,
God.
but yeah, Mary. Geez, Mary was just like,
Yeah.
for me, that the first episodes were like I'm a big horror guy, right? It takes
Mhm.
a lot to scare me. It literally takes a lot to scare me, but that it it was just everywhere. It was, yeah, it
Mhm.
was amazing.
I look forward
So
to seeing more, to be honest.
yes, yes, me too.
Absolutely. Cuz we still haven't gotten the whole story yet, you know?
Yeah,
We've got speculations, but we haven't gotten facts yet. Quite yet. We've got some
quite
facts.
yet. We got
Yeah.
we have a little bit facts and a little bit of hints of facts that we can create some facts off of it.
Yes.
So
Anyway, but for the sake of time, we should move on To the
to the
star of the show.
main event of the show, Doki Doki Literature Club. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Yes.
I'm super duper excited. As we transition into this, I am going to we're going to transition into this here. Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Okay. I'm
I can hear you now.
sweet. You can still hear me. I can still hear you guys. You guys are wonderful, lovely people.
Awesome. We are
So,
back.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as you guys see right here, before we get started off, I just wanted to I wasn't really like I didn't get all this information by myself. I followed guides with Matt Pat on his game theories. If you guys don't know who he is, you guys need to check him out, by the way. Big recommendation. Right, MK?
Big recommendation.
Check him out. He helped out and spending. I'd never been on Reddit, but spending time on Reddit was fun for this. So all the information we have here is off of the character files of Doki Doki, Monika's, Yuri's, Shiori's, and Natsuki. Do you want to give them the rundown of game?
Of just like the entire game?
Just a rundown.
All right. So what Doki Doki Literature Club is, if you don't know already, I know, crazy if you don't know already, it is pretty much a dating sim where should I include spoilers?
Well, if they haven't watched it yet,
Okay.
Tell them they can just go watch someone else or sit right in with the spoilers.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking all kinds of spoilers here. So if you haven't watched it, if you don't want to know, then move on, friend. Yeah, I haven't played it yet. It's free on Steam, by the way. Don't think you can pay for this game. It is free, which is amazing. For such a good game. So Doki Doki Literature Club, pretty much, it takes place as like a dating sim. And for like the first 3 hours, that's all you get is like dating sim stuff. You don't get a whole lot of choices, you get to choose who you get to romance out of 3 girls. There are 4 girls, but you can only romance 3 of them. It's Yuri, Natsuki, Sayori, and Monika. Monika's the girl you can't romance. So pretty much, long story short, Monika, the club president of the Doki Doki Literature Club, gains sentience, and she begins deleting like the other characters or getting them to kill themselves in the game so they become unavailable. Which is pretty crazy, and it's a real trip when you're playing it through the first time and all of a sudden somebody kills themselves and you're like, oh god.
Yes, if you are easily disturbed or can't or other things, don't
play the game.
It's quite a trip, guys. So, and if you are under the age of 13, don't play it.
Wouldn't recommend it for a child.
Yeah.
Lots of F words too. I don't know if you noticed that, but after the first person goes, like Natsuki's dropping F bombs right and left.
Yeah, she is. Definitely that little fight that Yuri Natsuki had. Yeah. Like, holy cow! What? But yes. So, anyways. So, So MK, that basically sums it up.
Monika, there we go.
Self-aware, and she wants you for yourself. At the end, you have to basically delete her, and she did to.
She falls in love with you, and so that's why that's her motivation behind deleting everyone else, is because she's fallen in love with you, and you can't romance her.
Yes. And so, after that, it starts normal. Monika's not there. It's Shiori takes the role of the class president, and so after when you delete Monika, Shiori's the class president, and she takes the lead of the class president, and Shiori comes self-aware.
So it's like
to the
whoever's in the
situation.
position, and the reason you delete the class president is because she pretty much tells you at the end of the game, this is how you delete me. You know, like this is how
Yes.
I deleted them, so this is how you delete. And it's interesting because like if you're playing on Steam, she'll be like, "Oh, you're playing on Steam, so this is how you do this," or you're
Yeah,
playing
right?
through this. This is how you do this. Um, so pretty much like you can either stare into Monica's eyes for the rest of your young adult life, or you can go back into the game and delete her, and then the game will be restarted as a new game where she
Yes.
will be gone, and then Sayori's like, "Oh, I have sentience now. Guess what? I know all the things that
Take it.
Monica knew." Yeah.
So yeah. So anyways, so the main theory here, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that all four girls belong to another game.
What?
Another game that Team Savato is making. And with all the information that I have here and everything like that, we get the date that's coming out. We
No
get to tell
way.
who's going to be the hero, who's going to be the villain, all that stuff. And as you see in their character models, they know and everything like that are so much complex that more complex than for a visual novel. It's
Yeah.
like it's like complex for like some shooter or first person run around horror game or something like that. And it's going to be a horror game, the next game that the Team
No
Savato's making.
way.
So really excited. So first things first, what you do, what we did, I can't take credit for this, so I can't say we. What Matt, Pat, and the two awesome guys on Reddit did, they went to each files and start decoding things. So they went to Monica's first, and right here, as you guys see, is this wonderful thing from Monica. As you see, it says from Monica her normal line. If you guys watch it, can you hear me? Who are you? I can't see you, but I know you're there. Yeah, you can definitely hear me. You've been watching for a while now, right? I guess I should introduce myself or something. My name is actually that's stupid. You obviously already know my name. Sorry. Anyways, anyway, I'm guessing words. I'm guessing if you were able to put a stop, you were able to put a stop to this. You were, you would have done it by now. I mean, I know you're not like evil or anything because you've helped me so much. So I should, I should really thank you for that, for everything you've done. You're really like a friend to me. So thanks. Thank you so much. I think more than anything else, I really don't want it to all be for nothing. Dot dot dot. Everyone else is dead. Maybe you already know that. I'm sure you do, actually. By she means by everyone else is dead. Shiori, Monica,
Yeah.
Shiori, Yuri, and Natsuki.
Hey, can you scroll down?
Yeah, good.
Mm,
You good?
I think it's catching up.
Oh, okay. Screen share is weird.
uh, it's moving a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay. um. So everyone else is dead. Maybe you already know that. I I'm sure you do actually, but it doesn't have to be that way, right? Well, there's a lot of stuff I don't understand. I don't know if it ever even possible for me to understand it, but I know that this isn't my only story. Only story.
Oh.
I can see that now. I can see that now, really clearly, clearly. Yeah. and I think everyone else has had the same kind of experience, some kind of deja vu. It's like a third eye, right? And keep that third eye mention, just keep it
Keep it
fresh
in
in
the
your
back of
brain.
my head. Got it.
Yeah. Anyways, I could be totally wrong about this, but I really think you might be able to do something. I think you might be able to go back, or however you want to put it, go back and tell them what's going to happen. If they ahead of time, know ahead of time, then they should be able to avoid it. They should if they remember their time with me in the other world. They should remember what I tell them. Again. Um yeah, I really think this might be possible. It's up to you. I'm sorry for always being, you know, dot dot dot. Never mind. I know that's wrong. This is my story. It's time to be a effing hero. Both of us. 2018.
Oh, just 2018. That's it.
2018. That's where that's when the new game is coming out.
Woo. And do we know like what it's gonna be?
It's going to be a horror game.
Oh, okay, okay.
So so far what we know is going to be a horror game, and it's going to be relating towards um 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 it's going to be somehow including and impacting Shiori, Monarchy, Yuri, and everything like that.
Okay.
So as you see, this one is, I believe, this is the one with the one. Okay, so one of the poems that we get in the second act is when Yuri puts her scent. I'm gonna put it as put her scent on the paper.
Oh, gross. Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
And you saw that it was just a whole bunch of jumble up words or everything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
But we went digging
Oh
and we
God.
found this lovely piece of work here. Um ah I love reading this. A
Mhm.
fresh blood seeps through the lines, paint parting her skin and slowly coloring her breasts red. I begin to um
Hyperventilate.
hyperventilate as my compulsion grows. The image won't go away. The image of me driving the knife into her flesh continuously, affing her body with the blade, making a mess of her. My head starts going crazy as my thoughts starts to return. Shooting pains assaults my mind along with my thoughts. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. How could I ever let myself think these things? It's but it's unmistakable. The lust continues to linger through my veins. The ache in my muscles steams from the unreleased tension expressed by my entire body. Her third eye is drawing me closer. Um, so MK, I'm not. So do you remember the first time Yuri explained the book to us, and then the second time she explained the book to us?
Gosh. Oh, jeez. I think I do. Where it was like, oh, I thought you meant those things. Like we were like, oh, this character reminds me of you. How they're
No,
they're like
no,
absent-minded. No, not like that.
No, so when we first got the book, we're like, "Hey, what's this book about?" and everything like that. Before we sat down and read with her, she flips it over, reads the back of the cover, and she's like, "So the first time in Act One, she's like, so this book is um this book is basically about about a girl coming
Oh
home to her
yeah.
family and finding her long lost younger sister, and she has to find someone to quickly trust and everything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds completely innocent, right? The
Yep.
second time she mentions and explains us the book in Act Two is a little bit more disturbing.
Okay, I think I didn't romance Yuri in Act 1, so I didn't see the Act 1 explanation, but
Okay,
I did see the Act 2 explanation about, like, what was it, cults?
it was a
Cultists?
cult,
Yeah.
and you can join the cult like a family, right?
Yeah.
And so, and it's making you turn into like this blood lusting killing machine or something like that. As you see in this first paragraph of this poem that we got from Yuri, it's showing us that 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 experiment, that thing, is about their third eye, opening their third eye.
Mm.
So, and that's why there's that eye thing in the book. So, it's this is just amazing. So, okay, so in the second paragraph, I can feel the tension of her skin through the knife, as if it were an expression of my no. Okay, um, I I
An
where am I?
extension? An extension,
Oh, okay, yeah, as if it were an extension of my sense of touch. My body nearly compulsed. There's something in there's something incredibly faint
mm-hmm.
deep down through deep down that scream to resist that scream to resist this uncontrollably pleasure. But I can already tell that I'm being pushed over the edge. I can't I can't stop myself.
Oh god, so it's like she's the cultist. Or is it like an excerpt from the book?
Um so far that what we see is what is going on
Mm.
in her head. So um this one, I believe this one is the this has nothing to do with the game. It's just a creepypasta that Dave came out and said, yeah, he wrote it.
Mm.
Dave wrote this creepypasta and everything like that, and he's basically coming out, and it's basically his creepypasta that he wrote. It's like, and it's an Easter egg.
Oh, okay. So you
Just
can't find this in the game.
yeah,
Okay.
this is actually under this is in Yuri's character file.
Oh, okay. It is in the game.
So it's in Yuri's character file, but it's just a red herring Easter egg, blah yada yada yada. So as we're going through this wonderful thing, I like to call decoding and all that fun things character file. We get this lovely thing, and
Mm.
us people that worked in Photoshop, I never worked in Photoshop, but people that have worked in Photoshop will know this is just your disorienting colors and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what you get is this.
Whoa. Wait, you get all of that from that?
Yep. So what you
How?
do, you get you put the colors back and you revert the colors, and then you put it on a cone cylinder, 3D cone cylinder shape, rotate it
Oh.
around, and you get this character.
Oh,
We
jeez.
have never seen this character before, heard of this character before, but um the poem, so either you get three poems, random poems at the end of once when you finish beating the game. It's
Hmm.
either this poem where nothing is real, but when you lighten it up in text, in Photoshop or something like that, you lighten it up and you get this whole entire
Oh,
poem in
wow.
between the black lines. So this one is a little hard to read because the text is a little bit funky. In regular heartbeat, um, uh, basic. Okay, so basically, this is a doctor giving a note
Mm.
or giving notes or giving or trying to look at symptoms.
Mm.
And this is all for a girl named Aless.
Huh.
We never heard about Aless, but Aless, we're thinking that it's her
Yeah.
and she could be in the next game. And so with all this, we have this and that with less symptoms and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We see that she can, go all these symptoms of her trying to get this third eye or something like that, right?
Dang. Yeah.
Which brings us to Siori's character file. It's a QR code.
Oh.
So you scan that little guy, and
You get Zelda dubstep.
yes, Zelda dubstep. No, no, you don't get that. But you go to this, which is called ProjectLibertina.com, and this is basically about a girl, a age of 3 years old, female, and everything like that. And so the
Oh
height
no.
and
Oh,
all
never
that
mind.
fun stuff. And she's working, and this is their experiment to get her to open her third eye.
Oh.
So working to get her third eye to open, right? And last update, which is it wasn't really a notice or thing, right? So
Hmm.
but as you see, where is it? Okay, so test results. Her physical tests worked, pass. Emotional, pass. Her physical control test failed. Her emotional control test failed. Her third eye activation test passed, but she failed to suppress her third eye, right?
Hmm.
So, oh, actually, this one is actually something that we need the last update part, but we won't get to that until here in a bit, okay?
Okay. Okay.
So and then these other tests, the sexual response tests, were all passed. And then looking here, this last part down here, this last paragraph here is Libertina has not yet recovered from the termination of X. We don't know the name of it,
Hmm.
but technically we do know the name of it. By the certain amount of X's there, they're talking about Alessia.
Hmm.
So they had to terminate Alessia.
Hmm.
And and is not expected to do so in the near future. Continuing to and just
Administer.
administer these tests will only calculate
Accelerate.
accelerate. Sorry. The oh my god, I hate
Do
words.
you want me to read the rest of it?
Yes, please.
There's a lot of big ones in this. The deterioration of Libetina's health. You are choosing to avoid the measures necessary to prevent a repeat scenario. Doctor, will you not have as much faith in your personnel as you do in your god? Oh, God.
And this right there is showing that it's the cult, the god,
Mmm.
the higher up.
Oh, God.
And what he's talking about here is the doctor's trying to make Libitina suppress her third eye.
Hmm.
All right. Now here, this is where the great stuff comes in. We know her first name is Libitina, right?
Hmm.
But who is Libitina?
Who is Libitina?
We we know, but we know who Libitina is, though. This is a great thing. We know who she is,
Who is she?
right? So
Gotta know.
we can't tell off of this, but actually the date of birth 2001 and 2017 she would be 17 in high school, right?
Oh.
um and so okay, so the following behaviors have been noticed, and so MK, would you like to read
That
from here on down?
twitching vocal tics, biting, euphoria, vomiting, screaming, harm to examiner, harm to self, misplaced laughter, all any self-harm attempts must be interrupted immediately. So it's Yuri.
Yes, it
Mm.
is Yuri. Yuri is Libitina.
Huh.
And guess who's going to be the main main villain in their next game?
Is it gonna be Yuri?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, God.
And we can prove it even more. Okay, so this guy, Matt Pat said it perfectly. This guy hides things more than Scott Coffin does,
Oh, God.
with all his secrets and everything like that. So we go. Okay, no. I need you to work. Okay, we have a picture of Yuri, right?
Mhm.
Not in her normal state of her actually, you know, showing her, like, you know how Yuri sits up in her posture and everything like
Yeah.
that. But it's different now. It shows that she's in control and everything like that. And as you see, the eye.
Oh.
And so, and the disturbed text, I think somewhere around here says "help me" on the poster right there.
God.
And you get this picture. This was on his bloody store page. You can buy this poster. This is this helps us prove that Yuri is Libitina, guys. So I got to go fast because, as you see here, this is other pictures off of his store page, and this is Yuri.
Oh,
And as you see,
jeez.
there's stuff coming off of her little flower petal, right?
Yeah.
We go to Natsuki.
Oh, God.
You see stuff going into Natsuki, right?
Yeah, like
The
strings and
same
stuff.
flower petal stuff that's coming from Yuri.
Yeah.
All right. Then we go to Shiori. Still the stuff going to Shiori.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to Monica.
Oh,
All
jeez.
attaching, and it's attaching her to, and it's attaching her all the way back to Yuri.
So they're all, if you
So,
line up these pictures, right?
huh?
Is that what it is? If you line up the pictures, they all connect?
Yes.
Nice. I guessed it.
Yes, so you line up these pictures, putting Yuri in the middle, putting Natsuki to Yuri's left, I believe, and Natsuki to, no, I said Natsuki already. Shiori to Yuri's right, and putting Monica up top. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Yuri is Libitina, and she has opened her third eye.
Oh, God. We're all gonna die.
And Monica is going to be our protagonist in the next uh,
Really?
Team Savato game.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. I'm so excited.
I am too. Once when Matt Pat finished his theory, I'm like, holy shit. No. And oh my gosh, it was just amazing. But guys, those are just theories. And literally, guys, this game literally has so much stuff in it. I'm just fangirling at the fact that flipping Yuri was the main like Yuri.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be worried about Monica here. It's
Yeah.
Yuri.
God.
And oh my gosh. But yeah, guys. As MK said, sadly, she has to go, which sucks, MK. Wow.
Sorry. Smooth move, asshole.
But guys, literally, this game is something incredible and great and everything like that.
Yes.
But yeah,
If you guys have a chance to play it, play it.
Play it.
It gets crazy, and if you're willing to look at like blood and gore and like scary stuff like that, like there's a scene where someone stabs themselves, animated and everything. Like if you're okay with that, then go play the game. Because it gets crazy and it throws you through a loop after 3 hours of being like, oh yeah, Doki, yeah, I love this game. And then you're like, oh my god, everything's terrible. So,
right?
Yeah, but go play the game. Go play the game.
Go play the game. Go play the game.
And then look forward to whatever the heck these guys are about to put out here in 2018. I know I'm excited.
I know, me too. They like literally. Mad Pat couldn't have said it better himself. They hide. This guy hides things more than Scott Coffin does.
God.
Literally, like everything's just like, oh, let's put a little over here. Oh, and a little bit in here. Oh, and then a little bit in there. And we weren't even expecting this game to come out until we saw it. I didn't even know this game existed until I saw a theory out on it. I'm like, ooh. I started watching it, and then Matt Pat's like, don't go any further until you played it. I'm like, okay. And I went on Steam right away, saw it was free, and downloaded it while I was still at work.
Yep.
And then I played it when I got home. It was great.
But
anyways, guys, that was the Spoop Show. Last Spoop Show of 2017. And yeah, we'll see you guys next year.
We will see you guys next year.
But hopefully we're going to be able to do our monthly Spoop Show. We missed last month. We're sorry about